Hi, Keshav here. Welcome back. In this video, I wanted to show you how do you merge multiple files into single file. Alright, if you look at the case, I wanted to merge multiple files, those are sitting in ADLS Gen 2 into a single file with ADF. Alright, so I got address underscore part 1, address underscore part 2. I wanted to merge these two files and create one final file that is address underscore merged. I'll show you shortly where this file is sitting in my storage account. So if you ask me when you get to do this in our real-time scenario, of course, see for example, you trying to load the huge table from either SQL or any other source, like even from Oracle into your target, that is ADLS Gen 2. And if it is taking time, if you wanted to split the table or if you wanted to partition the table and load as multiple files, to improve the performance. So of course, if there is an option, you will partition the table and load as multiple partition files, to leverage the parallelism. All right. So, or even sometimes we may get to split the data based on certain conditions and load as different part files, right? But to consume that data, loaded into the multiple files, you need as a single file. Just assume like you are going to, and your consumers could be either Databricks or any other analytical tool, and they want that this entire data to be placed in single file, not as multiple um, parts. So in that case, you get to merge the files and create one final merged file, and that can be consumed by downstream applications or maybe downstream data analytical platforms, right? So that is the real-time scenario. Mostly you may get to do that. Let's see how do you merge multiple files into single file with ADF. It is going to be very simple, and let me just get started. Before get started, let me show you. These are the files sitting in ADLS Gen 2 under development container sales data directory. All right, I wanted to merge them. See how simple it is. Just to merge these files, you just need simple copy data activity. Of course, you can do with even data flow also, but I'm gonna do with copy data activity. I'm gonna create a new pipeline. I'm gonna name it as PL underscore merge PL underscore merge data. I just need copy data activity. Let me just pull it into the editor window. Okay, so now let me set up the source. Let me check if I have already dataset. I got dataset here, ts storage underscore merge, and this is created as this dataset is CSV dataset because my source data is in CSV format. I think I can use that, and I got two parameters here, container and path. To pass those values, I wanted to create two parameters here. Those are pipeline parameters. I'm gonna say this as container, this is path. Let me just hard code here at this moment. Development is my container and path is sales data. Should be fine. Okay, now let me pass those parameters here. Container, from container parameter, path is coming from path parameter. All right, now here file path type, it shouldn't be file path in dataset, it should be wildcard file path. Now I'm gonna pass this wildcard file path through the parameters those already I created. Let me just pass those parameters. I don't need to pass the container here. There is already development container. I need to pass the path and what are the files to be processed. I want to process all the CSV files. So I'm gonna just say star.csv. I'm gonna merge all the CSV files within that folder. All right. So that's what it is. Now I'm gonna go to sync. Source settings are done. Very simple. And I got dataset already created, DS Parquet. So the files are in CSV format, but the target merged file I wanted to create in Parquet format. Let's see. I'm gonna just pause this parameters again. Container is going to be same container, and path this time I'm gonna say sales data merged. So this is what I'm gonna create one path here like this. And copy behavior, this is important. Here by default it never be selected any copy behavior, and as we are going to merge the files, we need merge files to be selected as copy behavior. Let's get into this dataset. I already passed all the required containers. Container is whatever I am passing through, and path is going to be what I pass here to this parameter, that is going to be sales data underscore merge, and the file name that I want to create as address underscore merge dot packet. That's it. I got nothing to do more than that. So I'm gonna just debug this pipeline. Let me just debug and see if the files are merged and the merged file is created in different directory. In progress now. Let's wait for a few more seconds. It should be done. All right, it is done. Now, if you look at this output, you can see that files read are 2 and files written is 1. So it shows that there are 2 files taken out, and finally there is 1 file created, and the rows read from both the files are 900, and the rows written into single file, that's final file, is 900. Should be fine, there shouldn't be any issue. And data read is in terms of KB, this is, and data written is this much, because Parquet is it's a compressed file. That's where the file size of the Parquet is very less compared to both the files, those are combinedly merged. All right, so this is what it is. Now let me just get into storage account, refresh it, and see if there is a directory created. All right, there is directory created, sales data merged. If I get in here, I can see that there is address underscore merged dot packet file is created, and the size is 39.39 KB. All right, so if you go and click on this and try view the data, you can't, because this is Parquet format. Now, if you want to just validate the data whether it is properly loaded or not, what you can do is go for another copy data activity. Just select source as Parquet and go in here, delete all these parameters. Let me just browse the file which is just created as part of our merge activity. This is the file, this is the directory we just created, and this is the file. Let me just preview the data. If we are able to see the data, that should be fine. All right, so there is data loaded, and of course we can see only 10 records as sample, but of course more records are loaded. That's what it is. This is how you can merge and create the final merged file. And as I said, the requirement could be whenever you get to load one table as multiple partitions, and finally if you want all the partitions to be merged and created final file which can be further consumed by either Databricks or any other tool for your data analytics. So all right, I hope this is clear. Thanks for watching my video. We'll come back with a different concept. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.